What's Next with Danny Coleman. Tonight, Danny's guests include helping people conquer their addictions, co-founder of City of Angels, Kevin Mira, award-winning singer-songwriter Lisa Coppola, accompanied by Sir Sherry, and bringing hope to the hopeless from Restoring Hearts Ministries, Eric Liddick. Stick around, have some fun, some laughs, and maybe hear a couple of great jokes. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Danny Coleman.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of What's Next? I am here. I'm Danny Coleman, and we are coming to you live right here on City of Angels Television from coaradio.com. Just go to cityofangelsnj.org and you can find the links to this, or you can go to the YouTube channel yourself. What's Next? With Danny Coleman. And I want to say hello to my co-host, Marianne Castello.
Hello, how are you once again?
I am.
Yes.
I'm like you. I'm fabulous.
You're fabulous.
So I almost said we.
I love this couch.
You like his couch?
Yes, it's becoming the norm.
We gotta hear from the we got a new email.
Yes.
We do.
And I have emails.
What? Really?
Yes,
You've been
I
busy already? We have an email. So if there's something you might want to see on this show or anything you may want to us to discuss, email me. Email me. That's right. Danny Coleman. Email me at whatsnextcoa@gmail.com. What's next? COA@gmail.com. And we'll see what's next. We'll see what we can do.
You ready? I have.
Well, you have letters.
I have
people
two.
have already written into us.
Yes, my printer didn't work, so I had to write. Sorry. Okay, so it says, your new show is awesome, and it's great to know it's for a worthy cause. You featured artist Rich Shalanda's video Disconnected at the end of the show. It was stunning. Where's the bloopers you guys talked about? It's great seeing sponsors of your show. Can anyone be a sponsor? And this is from Randall in Jersey City.
Yes, Randall. Anyone. First you started talking about Rich. I thought it was like, some relative of Rich's.
No, I don't know who Randall is. Sorry.
No. Randall, yes, anyone can be a sponsor of What's Next with Danny Coleman. Just email me, as I said, what's next, COA@gmail.com. And we'll gladly talk.
That would be great.
That'll be the first one.
That would be the first one.
The first one.
This one's funny. This is really good. It says, I loved your first episode of What's Next. We love the conversation and music mixed with all the guests. You and Marianne mentioned you work together, kind of like a marriage. Inquiring minds want to know, how did you two meet? Anita from Hamilton, New Jersey.
Anita Newface?
Ah!
Sorry, Anita.
Do you remember
I couldn't
how
resist.
we met?
Yeah. It was Shalanda's fault.
Yes, it
Actually,
was.
we could blame Rich Shalanda for that because he was a guest of my radio program, Rock on Radio, and you called in.
See, you're better than a woman. You remember all the details.
Actually, I do remember because you called in because my co-host of Rock on Radio at the time was Cal Schwartz.
Yes.
Cal is going to be our guest next week,
Oh, good.
along with medium Maureen Carvin, and our musical guest will be Rick Winna. But that's next week. That's not this week. That's next week. But yeah, so you called in because Cal mentioned to Richie, whose song, was it Two Hearts or one of those tunes that he wrote was
Lord, send me an angel.
Lord Send Me an Angel, right.
Yes.
And it happened to be 4 minutes and 44 seconds long. So Cal is a spiritual kind of guy, and you said, that's it, I got to call in now. It's a sign.
Yes, it was a sign.
And that's how we met. And then you came on the show, and as a
And you
guest.
were talking about your Christmas spectacular, and I was looking forward to your eggnog, which
And?
had 3 spirits. They
Yes.
were?
Jim Beam,
Uh-huh.
Ron Bacardi,
Right?
and all of the Christian brothers.
There you go. See?
3 spirits visit me on a regular basis. On a regular basis. Well,
Wow,
every
you're
Christmas.
better than a
anyway.
woman. You remembered every detail.
Because what? Because behind every great man.
There's a better woman. I still say that.
So if I just wiped out the middleman. I don't know. But we have a good lineup tonight.
Yes, we do.
We have who's our first guest this evening?
Oh, come on.
right.
Conquering Our Addictions, the co-founder of City of Angels, Kevin Mira.
Kevin Mira is here. That's right. And we have Pastor
Oh,
Eric Leidick
very good.
is here, and he works in Trenton, our great capital. He and I have a commonality, Eric and I, because for 20 years I patrolled the mean streets of Trenton as a UPS driver. So
United Pilfering System.
we might. That's right. Eric and I probably know a lot of the same people.
You're reformed now, right?
So stick around for that conversation. That'll be a lot of fun. And then our musical guest, and I love her to death, Josie Award winner.
Yes.
And look
she
that
is.
award up. It is quite a good. To win a
It's an
Josie
honor.
Award, it is an honor. Yes.
It is an honor.
Miss Lisa Coppola is here this evening. So stay tuned. Come on back, and we'll be right back.
Are you constantly living with dysfunction in your life? If so, there's help. Neo Zoe, New Life Through Balanced Living, is a very unique holistic wellness company that's here to help you preserve a healthy balance and eliminate any dysfunction. We use an individual approach through nutrition, massage, and various other holistic practices. You can restore your optimal health and a healthy lifestyle. Visit us on the web at neozoe.com or call us at 732-713-0123.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. Mayor,
Yes.
I am remiss because I forgot to mention our sponsors at the top of the program. What's Next with Danny Coleman is sponsored by Miss Neo Zoe herself. Neo Zoe of Health and Wellness Center of Cranford, New Jersey, Miss Marianne Castello, as well as the City of Angels, and by the Recovery Spot, New York, and by our good friend Mario Di Bartolo of Monmouth Music, Red Bank, New Jersey. And our first guest this evening, right here on What's Next, he is What's Next. He is Pastor Eric Leidick. Hello, Eric. We'll do that.
Pleasure.
Deja vu, it
Hello.
seems. So, you are the pastor of
Restoring Hearts Ministries of Trenton.
Trenton. Okay, and where's that located?
In Trenton.
Okay, New Jersey or South Carolina?
You have him nervous. He feels like he's being judged.
Yeah,
It's the closest I've ever been to God.
that's okay. I'm not the judge. I just represent him.
He's just the jury.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
boy.
yeah. Restoring Hearts Ministries of Trenton is what you would call a parachurch. So we don't actually have a location. One of the reasons that we are a parachurch is because we do homeless and addicted ministry, and we focus on people who are on the street. So we go to where they are. So we meet in many different places around the city.
Okay, so you don't have one set location?
No, pretty much every week or every day of the week we're at a different location.
Okay. And how did you get involved in that?
Well,
How did that become your calling, so to speak?
yeah, that's an interesting story. So, would you like the whole story?
Sure.
Great.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah. So I was an associate pastor at a church in Robbinsville, and
Okay.
I just had a desire to go into the city of Trenton. What I used to do was I would go and walk the street, and I would look for people to pray with and people to talk with, and I really just felt a calling to Trenton. And this one particular day, it was, which comes first, Memorial Day or Labor Day? Memorial Day comes first, right? Yeah, so it was Memorial Day, and it was very hot that day. It was almost in the 90s, and I was walking around the city, and the whole place was cleared out. No one was really on the street. And I was looking for someone to talk with and to pray with, to share my faith with, and I came across this barbershop. This barbershop was open, and these two guys had their chairs kicked up against the building, and there was music kind of coming out of the barbershop, and I stopped to talk with them for a while, and I asked them about their faith and how the city was treating them.
Is this on East State Street?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was actually.
I
you
know
were
the
right with me.
barbershop.
Yeah, so we talked, and nothing was really developing. I didn't really feel a leading from the Lord to go much further. So I said goodbye to them. I was going to continue on my way, and as I was leaving, one of the guys said to me, "Hey, do you want a haircut?" And I was like, "No," because my hair was very short and didn't really make a lot of sense. But I was like, "No, I'm good," and I just continued to walk up the street. And I got about three or four blocks up the street, and I saw a man sitting on a cement wall, right? And he was holding like a to-go clamshell container with food in it. Now I know because of the ministry that I was personally involved with, that came from the Trenton area soup kitchen. So I know that he had been to the soup kitchen. I knew that he was sitting there, eating in the shade by himself. And I walked by and I just kind of felt like, hey, you know what? I need to stop and talk to this guy. So I kind of walked by him, and then I came back and I said, "Do you mind if I sit down next to you?" And he said, "No, not at all." And I introduced myself. I said, "Hey, my name's Eric." And he said, "My name is H." And H, yeah. And I went, "H, that's interesting. What's that stand for?" And he went, "Well, it stands for something." And I was like, "That's true, I'm sure." And, we got to talking, and I said, "So I can see that you were at the soup kitchen?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "What are they serving today?" And he said, "Well, it's barbecue day, so we got hamburgers and french fries." And I said, "Well, that's great." And he goes, "Well, why are you here?" And he goes, "It's barbecue day. Shouldn't you be with your family?" And I said, "Well, I just kind of felt like the Lord wanted me to come out and talk to some folks today." And he goes, "All right, that's interesting." So we spent a little time talking. He told me he was saying it's a rescue mission, and I asked him, if he ever had anyone come there and teach the Bible to him, and he said no. And he said on occasion, but he's really not happy there because the rescue mission is a pretty tough place.
Yeah.
And I said, "That's interesting." And he told me about his family, that he was separated from his family. He was struggling with addiction and homeless. And, we talked for a while. Now, I said to H, as the conversation went on, I said, "H, do you have a Bible?" And he said, "No, I don't." And I said, "Okay." I said, "I have several Bibles with me, several different sizes. I had one with large print, a medium, and a very small one." I said, "Which one would you like?" And he said, he asked for the small one, and I gave it to him. And he said to me, "I like the Bible." And I was like, "That's great." I said, "Do you have a favorite verse?" And he opened up to the Bible and scanned in the Bible to just some random psalm and just started reading the center of this random psalm. So I could tell, he was just trying to make conversation with me. And he read it. And then I said, "H, you know what my favorite verse of the Bible is?" And he said no. And I opened up to John 3:16, and I read him John 3:16. And we talked a little bit more about, God's love for him. And I said, "H, if there was anything that you and I could pray for, if there was just one thing that we could pray for, that we could lift up to God, there's one thing you want him to know, what would it be?" And he said to me, "I wish I could get a shave." And I said, "A shave? That's interesting." I said, but I was perplexed. I said, "Why a shave?" And he said, he actually said the type of shave that he wanted. He wanted one of those with the cream and the hot cream and the brush. And I said, "That's interesting." I said, "But why a shave?" And he said, "If I had a shave and a haircut, maybe somebody would give me a job." So I said, "Well, I happen to know where you can get a shave." So I took H and we walked back a couple of blocks, and the guys were still sitting out there. And I said, "Hey guys, I found you a customer." And I walked him inside and I said, "Give H anything he wants. It's on me." And the barber said to me, "Wow." And I was like, "What do you mean, wow?" And he's like, "I've never seen that before." And I was like, "I don't understand." I said, "You said that you knew God." And he goes, "Yeah, I know God." And I said, "But so you've never seen someone care for another person?" And he goes, "Not like this." And I said, "Now you have." So I went to H and I said, "H, these guys are going to give you anything you want." I asked the barber how much it would be. He told me. I gave him the money and then said goodbye to H. And from there, I was walking out the door, and H said to me, "Hey, can I get $2?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. What do you need $2 for?" He goes, "Well, I'd like to take the bus somewhere." And I said, "Okay." I gave him the money. I said, "H, where'd that money come from?" He said, "Came from you." And I was like, "No, H, where'd the money come from? What have we been talking about?" And he goes, "Oh, it came from God." And I was like, "That's right." So from there, I left, and I went to a barbecue that I was invited to. And I was sitting at the barbecue, and I was late, and I'm watching the trays of food, and there are flies landing on the food, and I'm just sitting there going, you know what, this isn't right. I said, this isn't right. We have, look at us sitting here in this abundance, and there are guys in Trenton that, just want a haircut, So I made a promise to the Lord. I made a promise to the Lord on that day that I would never go to another barbecue until I went out and served him first. That, about 2 weeks before July 4th, I made an announcement at the church that I was at and said, this July 4th, I'm going to go to Trenton and I'm going to feed the homeless. And if you want to join me, you can come and do that. And that July 4th, we fed about 550 people.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is a great thing.
It's amazing.
I know the type of people that you speak of. For I was a UPS driver in Trenton and covered the area that you're speaking of. That's how I knew that barber shop was. I knew the two guys. I know the two guys you're talking about. So it just really. I'm not going to kid you. I greased the hookers and the homeless, and I bought them lunch. I bought them coffee. And do you know why? I'm sorry to say it wasn't because it was God's calling. I'd like to think it's because I'm a decent person, but I also did it because I knew they'd have my back. And they saved my life down there once. They literally saved my life. Two kids with a pipe were sneaking up along my truck, and one of my homeless guys was across the street. Yo, UPS! And they ran. They took off. But I know the people that you speak of.
Yeah, they're sensitive guys. Yeah.
So what do you do? How do you get them in?
So we work hard to establish trust with the people that we minister to. So we take care of a lot of practical needs. Okay. So everybody hands out toiletries in Trenton. That's a pretty common thing. Sleeping bags, clothing, shoes, those types of things. So that's where we started off, just kind of taking care of practical needs so that we can develop relationships, right? The whole point is, look, homelessness is not about not having a house, right? Homelessness is about not having any relationships, okay? So you can provide someone a home, but if they don't know how to carry on a relationship and they don't know how to handle life, it won't be long before they're homeless again, right? So the majority of homeless people who are struggling in homelessness is really because they've lost most of their relationships in their lives and they don't have any friends. So they do care for one another to an extent, but there's a serious mistrust. And we work hard to establish trust so we can establish a relationship, so we can establish influence.
Now, can people donate to your organization? Or
Absolutely.
How do they do that?
Well, they can do it on our website. You can just go to restoringhearts.org and click on the donation tab, and you can donate there. So cash donations are great because often we're hit with a lot of significant needs. We pay for medication for people, or fines, or court costs, or put people in hotels. We spend thousands of dollars a year putting people in hotels during significant storms, code blue type things, and we always need clothing. So male clothing, winter clothing, things that help people stay warm and dry. Those are very important things. Sleeping bags, toiletries, on and on.
Okay, and can they drop? Is there a location where people can drop this off, or do they have to go through the website first?
The first thing they should do is get in contact with us so that we can guide them in regards to their donation, because not everything we can take, though we can funnel that to other ministries. It's we like, if we can, to talk to people so we can help them. But several church locations you can drop stuff off, and you can even leave it on your porch and we'll come and get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And what's our website again?
It's www.restoringhearts.org.
Restoringhearts.org.
Yeah.
Now, if you had one wish, one thing you would like to see happen before you left this earth, and put in a good word for me. Notice I took the presumption that you're going first, which that might not be true. If you had one wish that you would like to see fulfilled, what is it?
That's a tough one. First, I wouldn't have a wish, I would have a prayer. But I would say that, look, I would pray that everyone would consider caring for someone else, especially the homeless, right? It's easy to drive by and see someone sitting there and wish that it was, that you could do something. You feel a little guilt afterwards, right? But, it's pretty hard to actually extend yourself and to develop a relationship with somebody who has none.
Let me tell you, I could never do that. That's why.
Yeah, it can be scary.
I remember one time I had gone down, there's a little place on South Broad Street called Johnny's. Johnny's Deli. South Broad Street in Cass in Trenton.
Okay.
I delivered to Johnny for 20 years. He's got the best kielbasa in the city, the best kielbasi in the city of Trenton, right?
Yep.
And that's not just my opinion. That's from many people.
Got it.
And I went down there, and it was a cold, rainy December, because I was picking it up for Christmas. And it was a cold, rainy December, and I was going through some financial hardships myself. And I was heading back home, and there was a homeless guy. One of my homeless guys I remember that I would see every day.
Sure.
And he's looking all around on the ground like this, around the bank, on the corner. And he's looking for change that people dropped. I knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I started thinking to myself, how many times have you gone somewhere, or people go somewhere and they'll say, well, it's $4.98. I forget those pennies. I don't need them. So that homeless guy, that might have been the difference between a cup of warm coffee on a cold, miserable day like that. So you never know what is important, to and from. My problem was, like I said, I bought them. I can't even tell you how many lunches and breakfasts and cups of coffee and it didn't matter what day it was.
Yeah.
They helped me here. Come here. I need help. Hold that door for me. All right, here's $5. Go get yourself lunch. There was, I couldn't just drive past them. But you're right. You'd be surprised how many people do.
Yeah, I guarantee you they appreciated the relationship more than the money and more than the food. Most of these guys, we have stopped at locations we feed people 3 or 4 times a week, okay, and quite a few people. And there are times when we'll go to a park, there'll be a couple of guys there, we'll see that they need some food, someone from our ministry, me, someone else, whoever happens to be there, will run out, get some food, come back. There'll be 5 guys there when we left. When we come back, there'll be 7, okay? We have enough food for 5, right? So, but you'll put that food out and they'll divide the food amongst themselves. They'll break their own sandwiches up so they can make sure that even that extra guy gets food. And listen, Trenton, nobody goes hungry in Trenton. The truth is that there are a lot of organizations and a lot of churches that want to feed the homeless, right? But the truth is, what these people need are friends, right? And what they need is love. And, can you imagine... there are guys living in tents, in places that, you wouldn't even consider ever going, right? And they spend their holidays alone and their nights alone, and they shiver and they wake up with frost on their face, and they do not have, they do not have what we have, but they have hearts, and their hearts, they need love, and that's the main focus of our ministry, is to make sure that they know that they're loved by God, okay? Because they may never recover from homelessness, right? They may never recover from addiction, but they need to have the assurance and know that they're going to heaven. On top of that, they need to know that they were loved on earth, right? That people cared for them, right? And many people will look at the homeless and say, well, why don't you just get a job, right? So like if you just got a job, if you just applied yourself, then you'd be okay, but you need an ID in order to get a job. If you're homeless and you lose your ID, it can be pretty challenging to get an ID, because if you don't have your birth certificate, you need an ID to get a birth certificate. You need an address. You need all these different things. There's a lot of circular problems they have to deal with,
It gets the whole big picture.
Yeah, and it gets worse. That there are things that happen on the street that you would not believe, like a homeless person needs food, or they need money, or they're hurting so bad they're looking for alcohol or drugs.
Oh,
They
I've
can-
encountered those too.
They can walk up to a drug dealer, and the drug dealer will take their ID as collateral.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And they'll get them hooked on what they need to get hooked on, and then they won't give them their ID back. They'll be stuck, and they
In a
won't.
perpetual cycle
Yeah,
of.
they'll take their ID cards, their medical cards, all sorts of
And,
things.
all right. What's those websites again, Eric?
Our website is www.restoringhearts.org.
Restoringhearts.org. All right, Eric. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Best of luck with your venture, and restoringhearts.org if you want to help. The holiday season's coming up, people. I was in Walmart, and there was Halloween decorations on this side of the aisle and Christmas trees on this side of the aisle.
Yes.
And there are people on the streets who can't even get a cup of coffee. So, restoringhearts.org. Eric Leidick, thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you.
coming in. We'll be up coming up next. We have a great musical performance from our next guest, Lisa Coppola. Stay tuned.
If addiction, pain disorders, and mental health issues control your life, and you are ready for change, Recovery Spot offers expert outpatient care for addiction, pain disorders, and mental health issues. We offer focused, high-quality treatment specifically designed for you. The Recovery Spot, we offer new hope for those suffering from pain and addiction. www.recoveryspotny.com. We're located in New York City.
All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome back. My next guest is a 2017 Josie Award winner, and she's going to be performing her song, Stuck to My Shoe. She is Lisa Coppola.
Well, I kicked you out last Friday. You're back here on my doorstep. Falls right in line with your lying. I ain't heard the last of it yet. Wish you were gone. But I can't get rid of you. 'Cause when I kick you to the curb, baby, it seemed to stuck right to my shoe. Yes, when I kick you to the curb, baby, it seemed to stuck right to my shoe. Well, I woke up in the morning and I heard the doorbell ring. Yes, you just keep on coming back like a gosh darn boomerang. Wish you would go, but I can't get rid of you. 'Cause when I kick you to the curb, baby, it seemed to stuck right to my shoe. Yes, when I kick you to the curb, baby, it seemed to stuck right to my shoe. I run and duck before you ricochet. You rebound like a cold wind in my face. I turn the clock back just to make amends, but like instant karma, you keep coming back again. Back again. Oh, yeah. So I went to the station and I caught the southbound train. I leaned on my convictions, carrying keys to my new place. And I walked up to the doorway as I gathered up the mail. Heard those old familiar footsteps. Why can't I get you off my trail? Wish you would go home, but I can't get rid of you. 'Cause when I kick you to the curb, baby, it seemed to stuck right to my shoe. Ooh, yeah, when I kick you to the curb, baby, it seemed to stuck right to my shoe. Oh, when I kick you to the curb, baby, it seemed you stuck right to my shoe. Oh, to my shoe, yes. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Lisa, fantastic. Fantastic performance. Lisa Coppola is here with me. We are always happy. I am always happy to see you. I have a, what do I always have whenever you're with me?
A cornucopia of ideas that we
That's
need to
right.
cover.
We have a veritable cornucopia. That's right. We have Lisa Coppola. And who have you brought with you?
Okay, so this guy's multi-purpose. This guy right here. This guy right here. This is John MacDonald, bass player and also my husband.
And I sweep up afterwards.
Oh, really?
And this gentleman right here is a singer-songwriter in his own right, but you just saw my guitar player and singer as well, as if I own you.
Hey,
I
I could do worse.
Everybody has a price.
Sir Sherry.
Sir Sherry. How are you, fellas?
Not too bad.
Well,
Good. Now, what is this you have on a table? Can you get that for you, or would you like me to get that for you?
No, I will get it.
I didn't know if anybody else was allowed to
I
touch
don't
it.
want you
Do not
touching
touch.
it. Do not touch
You're
this.
not qualified.
You
Don't even look at it.
now you have won the Josie Award, the 2017 Josie Award for
For Best Modern Country Song of the Year, Just a Little Time is the title of the song by a female
Wow,
artist.
you read that backwards. That was
I
impressive.
know,
You
I was
did.
trying to read it.
like she doesn't have it memorized.
I was going to say.
Actually, I saw the footage that was posted by somebody.
He actually captured the whole thing on iPhone, right? Right on cell phone video. And as soon as they called my name, and they called all these different writers, you know, they've got, anytime you've got co-writers on a song, it is fair for you to list all of them. So some of the songs had 5 co-writers, and there were many songs that we were up against. I
like-
co-wrote this with John Taglieri.
Right,
and they
you had
called,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They called our name, and I went, oh my God. That was incredible. Really was incredible.
Now you were also there with my good buddy Sharon Leah.
Sharon is a good friend of mine, and she is actually getting ready to do a show at Puck. Did you know that?
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw
So
that.
I plan to be there to support her.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You're gonna come, ooh, you're coming way west.
Where is Puck, though?
Doylestown.
What did I get myself
Doylestown,
into?
Pennsylvania is Puck. Actually, Puck is might be something you want to look into because they cater to original music.
Oh, do
they
they?
have original music things, yeah. So, I mean, when I saw your Facebook Live videos, because these awards were in Nashville.
In Nashville. Oh
Right?
yeah. So it was a big deal, and it is an award show that was put together by Josie Passatino and Tina Marie Passatino, who have Country Blast Radio, and they're doing great, and they are very supportive of independent music, as you are. There are a lot of folks fighting the good fight out there to
We're
get.
trying.
Yeah,
We're
trying.
So are you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
are you.
so am I.
You are. She is a lady of many talents. singer, songwriter, vocalist, radio show host.
That's right.
She has interviewed me.
I have. Actually, you
She's
know
one
what?
of the few who dared.
I dared, and you know how we did it? I was gonna have him, you know, do a typical Skype interview with me or come over and I'll put up a mic. But instead we went to Perkins Pancake House. I put a digital recorder on the table and we talked and we ate.
We did.
Yeah.
It sounded like the cafe sessions with all you could actually hear like coffee cups
forks and-
clinking and forks, people stirring their coffee, and that was actually by Shalandaland,
Yes, it
Mara.
was.
That was up near where our musical director and international touring advisor Rich Shalanda lives, up that way. Hey, are you here, Rich?
Yes, I concur.
Hey,
There he is.
there he is. He's in the background.
He must be the new fact checker.
He is.
Excellent.
He is. So, I don't know where to start. Well, so you're going to, you have a radio show that you do every Monday. Coping with Mondays.
Coping with Mondays. And so Coping with Mondays is a show that I concocted that has a self-help theme or a philosophical theme. And then what I do, if I'm talking about, say, being in present time, for instance, all the songs will have to do with the subject of time. And I'll play independent artists, and I'll play mainstream artists, and put it all back to back, put it together, and then recap it at the end with the principle that I'm talking about. So it seems to be getting a very, very good response.
And that's on?
That is on newvisionsradio.com, and I am syndicated with Fame Music Radio in South Africa, and I'm sorry, I'm losing my
New Zealand.
New Zealand, International Connection Radio online in New Zealand.
Do you ever hear from your affiliate in New Zealand?
I do.
They ever ask about me?
Well,
You never know. I mean, I gotta ask.
Introduction. I can do that if you like.
I have to ask. You know, hey, who is that guy? We don't want him here. Actually, a friend of mine's son went to New Zealand to study abroad.
Oh, very
was her
cool.
name?
The
Wow.
Ba-dum-bum.
Correct.
Wow,
That's what I said
good
myself.
time.
It's a little tough from this side of the couch.
Until,
I gotta put a joke.
until my daughter went to Italy to study abroad. Then I couldn't ask that joke. Well, I could. I
Well,
guess.
hey, it's the 90s, so,
Okay.
you know.
It's the 90s. Whoa!
It's the 90s.
Does he know we're in the 2000s?
No, we're in the 2010s-ish.
We didn't tell him.
That's all right.
So, do you have websites? How do we find you, Lisa Coppola?
Oh my goodness. LisaCoppola.com, of course. Or you can listen to me on newvisionsradio.com. All my music is available out there on my website. And I try to push people toward the artist websites more and more, because the less middlemen, the more chance we have of actually getting paid.
No, this is, yeah.
It is the plight of the artist right now, and so I try to make it as public as I can.
We would need a lot more than 15 minutes to discuss, 20 minutes in a segment to discuss what's wrong with the music industry. Our international touring advisor and musician extraordinaire, Rich Shalanda, could tell us more about what's wrong with the music industry.
Yeah, but I can tell you what's right about the music industry.
Go ahead.
It's the way that people collaborate and the way indies gather together these days. I want to tell you guys all about a new project that just came out October 2nd that I worked on. It's called Bonfire, a song called Bonfire. It was written by Anne-Marie Paserno, and she gathered together.
She was with you in Nashville.
She was with me in Nashville.
Yes.
She's become a good friend through Facebook, first of all, and then, you know, my traveling back and forth. I stayed with her one time when I was out in Nashville doing some work. But we did this song called Bonfire that she wrote. It's about fellowship. It's about music people gathering together around a bonfire. And it features Nashville great Jimmy Parker, Benny Pittsinger, Steve Owen, Donna Joe from Augusta, Georgia. She just won Augusta, Georgia Best Vocalist of the Town in
Okay.
Augusta, Georgia. And I sing background through the whole thing, so it's kind of got a duet feel. Anne-Marie wrote this song. It's really beautiful. And so, you know, the collaborations that are out there now, the music people are gathering together. It's great.
And it's put a scare in a lot of industries, of which one you are a voting member. The Grammy Awards.
I don't know about a scare. Yes, I am a voting member of
Oh,
the
I think they're
Grammys.
scared. And let me tell you why they're scared.
Why are they scared?
Because the record companies can't figure out how to make money and extort it from us artists anymore.
Oh, well, that's true.
Everybody does everything themselves. They're circumventing the record companies.
Yeah.
So as you just said, banding together.
We are, and we support each other. You know, we support each other by voting. We support each other working with each other. You know, and by collaborating with each other and making it easier to create recordings and get them
Right.
out there. And
Speaking of which,
okay, talk to me.
husband, bass
Husband,
player.
bassist,
No.
hat wearing dude.
How does this take me through a discussion around the dinner table at the Coppola residence when there's music being brought up?
The discussion is make your own dinner. I'm working on something.
But he's very understanding of the whole thing.
Wait, you say that or she says that?
Oh, she says that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Well,
say.
that's certainly on Sundays. That's radio production day. And Mondays.
Monday is takeout night because you know I'm really
That's when I cook.
Yeah.
Meaning I cook all the way to the Chinese restaurant.
Nice. Nice. Well, I thought it was more like, John, if you don't make dinner, I'm going to take you out.
no, he can't cook. He can't cook. He has cooked twice in the whole time we've been together.
I don't cook. I heat.
He heats things.
So the microwave's your
But-
best friend?
Yeah. Well, in the supermarket, I ask what aisle the toast is in.
Nice. Does anybody ever answer you?
Once in a while.
I had a friend one time, and I still am very friendly with this gentleman. His wife went away when his kids were small. First time he's left home alone with the children, no wife around. And he said, "What do you want for breakfast?" And they said, "Could we have a frozen bagel?" Nothing that involves cooking. Cereal. Well, you got to put it in a toaster, right?
Well, they didn't ask for a toasted frozen bagel, so he could have been gotten out last.
It's true. He might have been
He
thrown off.
could have just handed over
would've
a frozen bagel.
Chip their tooth on that.
How about you, Mr. Sherry, down there, Sir Sherry?
Sir Sherry, dear.
You just had a nice gig Friday night at the Hob Tavern.
Yeah, exactly.
How did that go?
At the HOB.
It was great. It's great there. We love it there.
Yeah.
You know, so local
I enter their
spot.
chili contest every year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
He has
think
award-winning chili. Do you know that?
I've actually won that chili contest
That's
3
awesome.
different times.
Wow.
one of my friends won. I'm not sure what year, because I wasn't living in Bordentown yet. But he made some sort of. There are two categories.
Yeah.
Am I right about that? There's like the
Traditional and
He
non-traditional.
won the non-traditional. I think it was like veal.
Non-traditionals like veal, venison,
Yeah.
Turtle,
Yeah.
you know, whatever they come up.
Yeah.
Vegetarians,
eat
you
a
know.
turtle.
Deshelled turtle.
Yeah,
usually.
deshell.
Usually.
Thanks for coming to that Hob show, by the way. I
Oh
appreciate
yeah.
that.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Oh, you're awesome.
I've seen him at the Hob. This is the second time now.
Wow. So we're playing on November 18th at the Boxcar, right? Are you?
Yeah,
coming-
what's
are
that
you-
gig all about? I just saw that
Are you
on
coming
Facebook.
to that?
That's
No,
far
it's
away,
too
huh?
far from me. We're in Chatham, New Jersey.
Chatham.
And I'm going to be doing a combination of my originals and
Okay.
covers. We do, you know, kind of acousticy.
It's a 4-piece acoustic band.
Yeah, it's nice stuff. The selections are everything from Sheryl Crow to Little Big Town to my stuff, which is sort of eclectic, a little bluesy, little country.
And where do we
nice.
now? Other than your websites, your music on all the usual suspects: iTunes,
Yes.
Amazon's,
Yes.
Spotify, or Pandora yet?
All of the above.
Oh.
All of the above.
What category are you in on Spotify?
You know, I don't know. I've only ever gone to my direct link.
I can't figure out how they work. You got to hit the little O, the big. I don't know.
She's in the underpaid artist category.
I mean, the streaming rate is too low for. Leave the show in show business, people. Let's leave the show in show business.
Well, you were also just a very recent guest, like yesterday, of my radio program, Rock On Radio.
Yes, I
We've been spending entirely too much time together, the three of us.
Yeah, I've been meaning to bring that
4
up.
of us. What's
The
that?
4 of us.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
I can never get enough.
I like that. I
Every
like
time
that idea.
every time I leave Danny Coleman, I'm always like, man, what's next?
See?
Oh!
Shameless plug for
That's-
what's next. Well, you
was
actually,
really
I know what's next. Well, maybe not next, but at the very end of the program, we're going to be playing a music video of yours.
Yes, You're definitely going to be doing that.
And that is called?
That is called Save Us. So that'll give you a little taste of just a little. Nope. I blew it. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to edit that. It's gonna be just a little time.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Which is the one?
Which is
Just a little time.
exactly. It will be the video of Just a Little Time, so that you can get an idea of what that song sounds like. The song that I co-wrote with John Tagliari.
How's that go when you co-write with John? Now, that's not the only one you've co-written with him, right?
No, we've written a slew of songs together, and we tried to get a Skype session going last night, and it kind of went nowhere. So I hope I'm not going to have to get in the car and go to Boston. We're going to try again next week and see how we do.
Okay.
You know, we're very like get in a room and with guitar and bouncing ideas back and forth off of each other. I write with a lot of different people, and we all have our different ways of working. John and I have traditionally worked that way. So last night we were trying to kind of find our way. So we'll see how that goes with the Skype thing. He lives in Boston now. He used to live in New Jersey. So it was a little easier.
And he moved.
And he moved.
Did he consult with you before?
He did not consult with me before he moved.
John, what happens when people don't consult with Lisa?
Trouble.
And there you have it.
Usually for me. You gotta put somebody else.
Well,
We are married after all.
after all this, we're married. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for helping me out.
Oh, you're
Coming down to see us this evening and last night as well. So
course.
thank you. And it's always a pleasure to see you two gentlemen.
You too.
We are going to play your video,
My video,
which is called
Just a Little Time.
Just a Little Time. All right. Lisa Coppola, everybody. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Since 1987, Monmouth Music has served the local music community of Red Bank from their location at 30 Monmouth Street in the center of historic downtown Red Bank, New Jersey. Owner-operated, Monmouth Music provides lessons of all levels, beginner through professional, as well as brand-name instruments and a repair service. For all of your musical needs, go to Monmouth Music. That's Monmouth Music, 30 Monmouth Street, Red Bank, New Jersey.
All right, welcome back. Before we end the program, I want to let you know that we're going to have before we go to the end, we're going to have a little video from our guest Lisa Coppola earlier this evening. It's called Just a Little Time, and we're going to show that at the end of the program. So stay tuned, because that's coming right up. Mare, it's another show.
I know, I can't believe it.
Another show in the books. It's number 2 that we've done.
It goes fast.
It is. It did. Now your DVD. Big news on the DVD. What just happened with the DVD?
Today it's getting released, and you can pre-order it today.
Today or Friday?
You could actually order it today, starting on Monday, because you're airing it on Monday.
Monday is today.
Right, and if you pre-order by calling 732-713-0123, your copy will be signed personally by me to whoever you want.
Ooh, look at you.
Right, and that will go on for 1 week, and then it will be sold online to the public. So to pre-order, you dial 732-713-0123, and after a week, you could go to neozoe.com to order.
There you go. That's a beautiful thing. Finally,
Yay!
we got it all together. Now you're sitting next to the man actually that made it the musical portion of this happen.
Yes.
On the Flying Dreams man himself, Rich Shalanda,
I
who
concur.
who we affectionately call Chakra Khan, because the DVD is called
Extreme Chakra Cleansing for a Supercharged Life.
There you go, by Marianne Castello. And Richie was responsible for the music.
Yep, came out great.
And we cleansed our chakras because we're still here to talk about
We
it.
did, we're clean.
Whoa. And you had that, well, briefly, just take us through it real quick. What happens when you sit down and do this?
Well, Marianne showed me her scripts of the DVD. I got inspired, wrote music for every chakra, and it just melted together beautifully. And it's just a magnificent project. Sound to looks great.
And it should be noted that Rich did that kickin' theme song for What's Next.
I like that
with
theme
Danny
song,
Coleman. I
too.
like it too.
That's
Very
about
much.
you.
You do. Great job. Rich is the one that wrote and performed all the instrumentation, some electronic, some real.
Yes, sir.
Because I know there was no drummer in studio, right?
Nope, he's in the box.
He's in the box. The drummer in the box. Rich, excuse me. Rich did that theme song you hear at the beginning and the end
Thank you.
of this program. Before we go, though, I want to bring him in. Let's bring him in.
Yes.
Art, you need to come in. Art, come on over here. Come on over here. We'll show everybody Art here in season 2, week 2. It feels like a season. There he is. Art Ackerman.
How you doing, Danny?
Engineer Art that you hear me talk about on Rock On Radio, and the main man here at City of Angels.
The behind-the-scenes guy
This
that makes
is the
it all
guy
run.
that makes everything happen.
It's the man behind the curtain.
He takes all the abuse. He takes all the tough stuff, and
And he puts up with us.
and he puts up with us. Yes, so
I have a lot of patience.
you do. You should be a doctor. You have a lot of patience.
Oh, there's your joke.
Go ahead, Art. Tell everybody what you do.
I'm Associate Executive Director of City of Angels. Actually, we have a fundraiser coming up Thursday, October 26th. It is at Steinert High School on Klockner Road. They're having Boardwalk Night, and City of Angels and the the Society for the Prevention of Teen Suicide and City of Angels are the two beneficiaries of
Benefactors of the event.
So feel free to come out. It's from 5:30 to 9:30. We'll be here shooting this show, but I'll be there for a little while. Prior before we start.
Okay. Now the Steiner High School, if anybody's interested, is located on Klockner Road, on a corner of Klockner and Yardville Hamilton Square Roads in Hamilton Township, New Jersey, which is a suburb of Trenton.
It'll be a great event. It's kind of like taking a summer boardwalk and bringing it to the track at school, so it should be a lot of fun.
Nice.
They'll have a lot of games and things like that. It's going to really help us out with City of Angels. We're all volunteers. No one really gets paid for anything that we do. Being that we're all volunteers, all the money that we take in are from donations, our 5K run, and whatever little fundraisers and things that are held, by the community. So, we really appreciate everyone's help and support, and it just amazes us that we have a lot of support back there that are trying to help us kick this epidemic out.
Yeah, you and I both. If you are a listener of Rock On Radio or a viewer of this program, What's Next, you can, if you want to donate to City of Angels, you can go to cityofangelsnj.org, click on the tab, and if you want to, no matter what you donate, we'll make you a sponsor for 30 days. We'll mention your name and your business and your website. I'm not going to kid you. If it's $1, that's what you get. Up for $1.
Yes, and don't forget, when you're on that tab in the box, make sure you write "What's Next" with Danny Coleman, so we know that you're the sponsor.
We're Rock On Radio, we're Health and Wellness, and we'll include you on any of those shows.
Absolutely.
For $1, you will get that. You will get the name of your business, your website, and what your business does, mentioned for 30 days.
And
right?
we appreciate any donation, no matter how small. It really helps us, get people into treatment and support them and their families afterwards. So your dollar does go a long way, and every cent that's donated goes towards helping someone get into treatment.
Now, the more money you want to donate, the more we'll give you. We'll give you a 30-second ad read. We'll do something. We'll figure it
I
out.
didn't know what you were going to come up with.
We'll give you Shalanda.
We can auction
We'll
you
give
off.
away our musical director, Chakra Khan.
No less than $1.50.
And before we go, Art, I want to thank your daughter Sam. She is here tonight helping us out. Hey, good Sam. See, she doesn't want to appear on camera, so we'll embarrass her from afar. That's how we do that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Next week, as I said, our scheduled guests are musician and Pat Denizio's sidekick, Mr. Rick Winnow.
He's
He
great.
will be here,
Rick's
along with medium Maureen Carvin,
Oh.
just in time for Halloween. Ooh. And
I love it.
And
Wow.
author and media personality himself, Mr. Cal Schwartz.
Wow.
Will be here next week. So make sure you tune in and check it out. And again, the email, if you want to tell us what should be next.
Yes, it's what's next, COA@gmail.com.
There you go. So tune in next week, and who knows what's next.
What's next?
Good night.
Hey, where you going? Wait just a minute. There's something that I've got to say. My life is empty without you in it. I can't sit here and just let you walk away. You used to say that we were magic, and that I meant so much to you. But now I'm trying to find a way to find a place that fits inside of all the things you do. I'm not asking you to change your life for me. Don't need to rearrange, just make some space, you see. 'Cause baby, all I want is just a special moment with you. Special moment, just a little time for me and you. So now that I've got your attention, and I got your head turned back my way, I'm gonna tell you that I love you one more time, let you get back to your busy day. I'm not asking for your world to stop for me. I only wanted just a minute, can't you see? Oh baby, all I want is just a special moment with you. All we need, a single special moment, just a little time for me and you to see that we can be more than in this crazy dream, thinking that our lives should be together, scattered just like drifting leaves, the things we do and try to be. Take my hand, let me take you home. All I want is just a special moment. All we need, a single special moment, just a little time for me, and all I want is just a special moment with you. All we need, a single special moment, just a little time for me and you.
Are you constantly living with dysfunction in your life? If so, there's help. Neo Zoe, New Life Through Balanced Living, is a very unique holistic wellness company that's here to help you preserve a healthy balance and eliminate any dysfunction. We use an individual approach through nutrition, massage, and various other holistic practices. You can restore your optimal health and a healthy lifestyle. Visit us on the web at neozoe.com or call us at 732-713-0123.
If addiction, pain disorders, and mental health issues control your life, and you are ready for change, the Recovery Spot offers expert outpatient care for addiction, pain disorders, and mental health issues. We offer focused, high-quality treatment specifically designed for you. The Recovery Spot, we offer new hope for those suffering from pain and addiction. www.recoveryspotny.com. We're located in New York City.
Since 1987, Monmouth Music has served the local music community of Red Bank from their location at 30 Monmouth Street in the center of historic downtown Red Bank, New Jersey. Owner-operated, Monmouth Music provides lessons of all levels, beginner through professional, as well as brand-name instruments and a repair service. For all of your musical needs, go to Monmouth Music. That's Monmouth Music, 30 Monmouth Street, Red Bank, New Jersey.
Due to outside circumstances, our scheduled guest, Kevin Mira, could not make our episode this evening.